Okay, hello folks. So this is a warning. This is the video you really don't want to be showing your other halves, and it's the costing of this little red Sea MAX Nano. Any of you existing reefers or hobbyists out there that have kept marine tanks or reef tanks for any length of time will appreciate and know how expensive it is, even in a small scale like this, in a little nano tank. How it can rack up what you spend, especially if you're going to do it properly. And obviously anyone can set up a little glass box running soft corals, you know, very basic, but you're really not going to get much out of that for any length of time. You're going to want to upgrade and sort of move and progress, and to do it properly you really do need the equipment, especially if you're running into like SPS corals and stuff. So yeah, I'll jump right into it. Basically this is going to be beneficial for anyone new thinking about getting into the hobby. It gives them a little bit of an insight into what they're up against money wise to sort of build even the smallest of little systems like this, and obviously anyone existing in the hobby, it'll be of interest to you just to see what I've spent on this, getting this little Max Nano up and running. So what I'm going to do is go into two costings really. First costing is for the guys out there that haven't got any equipment or want to get into, take the plunge and get into marine or keeping a reef tank or doing a small tank like this. What you're going to need before you even buy the tank or any equipment for that tank, and also a costing of this actual tank from scratch, not including livestock. I obviously list in there the rock and the sand, but this costing and total we have at the end of this video will be just for all the equipment to get it to the stage of you then purchasing the livestock that you want to stock in the system. So what I'm going to start with first is that the most important part of keeping marines is maintenance. And most people think, oh, I'll buy a tank and start costing it up and that, but what they forget is they're going to need to maintain that tank, do water changes, and you know, there's two ways of doing water changes and getting your source water. You either purchase it from your local fish shop, your RO water, and mix your own salt at home, or you purchase salt water from your local fish shop. But that really does get quite costly in the end. If you're going serious into this game, that you're going to end up having your very own water making station, what I call an RO station, underneath your sink in your kitchen, which I'll show you that now quickly. So this is my little RO station that I've got set up. I've had set up for many years. We've got a big RODI system under the sink here, all plumbed into the mains, the storage tank with a pump in there to pump the water out, buckets, all the stuff you need to do your water change, and all your equipment for water change, like turkey bases, little jugs, nets, and in this bucket here we have, which is what I mix my 20 litres up every time to do a water change, power head, heaters, etc. Now this little setup will cost you around sort of 250 odd quid to get it up and running, but once you've done that, that's it. You know, that could serve any size tank really, up to sort of 1,000 litres for water changes and RO top up and stuff. So you're looking at 250 quid for that. What you don't anticipate as well is you're going to need test kits for a new aquarium, for all your parameters, so you look at another 100 quid for that. This little device here is a must, which measures your salt content, your salinity, really accurate and really easy. I wouldn't advise buying a refractometer or a hydrometer. It just goes straight for one of these. They're £85, but it's so easy to use, and takes the stress and hassle out of testing your salt level, and it's very accurate as well. So you obviously got your salt, all your different medias and your dosing solutions and stuff like that. You have to take into consideration. So straight off the bat, before you even costed the tank up, you're looking at around 550 quid. For this sort of setup if you're going to be doing it seriously. But once you've paid that, that's it. Okay, so moving on to the tank. So the tank is a Sea MAX NANO 75 litre nano system with an integral rear sump filtration system. Now these little tanks seem, by the price tag, very, very expensive. They're 699 quid. But the very good thing with these is, which makes them end up being quite a cheap system, is you already get the high-end LED lighting with it, AI Prime and the mount, and you also get a very large efficient Red Sea protein skimmer. So that's two pieces of equipment you haven't got to buy. So it really is, for such a high quality little nano tank, a good buy really. It's you get good quality stand, good quality glass tank with your filtration, all in that price of £700. So moving on, I've obviously spec'd this tank a little bit different to what you get stock. So I've upgraded sort of, you know, bits like the return pump and whatnot, just to suit my needs really, and how I want to do and what I want to keep for this tank. Obviously you can see down in the cupboard here we've got lots of equipment for dosing and stuff, but you know you don't need to buy all that yet. But eventually, if you're taking it seriously, if you want to move on to sort of harder to keep corals, you're going to need all this sort of equipment. But I'll list it all. So tank, 699 quid. In the back we're using 1.5 kilograms of BioHome Ultimate Marine, that's £25. We're using, to heat the tank, a D&D temperature controller coupled to a 100-watt titanium heat bar. So the heating system's £90. Return pump, we've upgraded the return pump, and that's to the J-Cod DC 1200, which is down there. It's just a DC controllable return pump. That's £50. The high door spin stream rotational return nozzle, which I've had issues really from day one with it encrusting up with carbonate and jamming up, so I've just wedged it permanently now. But they're £20. The two wave pumps and the controllers up here, they're the Tunzi 6040s, and for the pairs £216. We're using a Tunzi Osmolator Nano top-up system. That's the tank down there. Obviously you don't get the tank, you get the little pump, and you get a little controller switching unit there, and the float switch and all the electrics and the plumbing for it. That's the float switch there, and that is £72. This tank is just a basic aquarium, glass aquarium. I've used obviously to house my RO storage, the top up tank, and that was £40. All the power supplies, sort of £20. So the Red Sea net cover, that's a must, stop your fish jumping out, £35. The Tunzi Care magnet, that's a must as well, they're £15. Moving down into the dosing equipment, the TMC dosing system, or the 3-channel doser here, is £200, and the dose containers £37. The little dose rack that's up the top to hold the dose lines is £10. Okay, moving on inside the tank, the real reef rock we're using here, that's about 100 quid's worth of rock, and we're using Red Sea's Live Sand, the Reef Pink, which is £34. So the total cost for this little Red Sea MAX Nano is, believe it or not, £1,664. but that's not including the RO station that I mentioned earlier under the sink. With that as well, you're looking at about 2,200 quid all in to get up and running and started. That's minus livestock. That's before you've bought livestock, and obviously that's just a limitless bill really. You know, you're just going to keep buying little coral frags and a few fish here and there, and that just mounts up. The cost of that, you're probably looking at 500 quid plus, depending on how rare the corals, what types you go for. So yeah, it's not a cheap hobby. Just thought I'd just give you a little rundown of what I've spent on this system. Like I say, warning, do not show your other halves this if you're planning to get up and running with this, because they will be shocked, no doubt, how much it will cost. But if your passion is the, you know, anything to do with the reefs and ocean, it's a brilliant hobby. This it's so rewarding when it all goes right. Obviously it can be quite stressful as well when it goes wrong, but perseverance is key. Just if you know, you're going to have things go wrong if you're new to this, but it's all a part of the learning curve. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Just obviously hit the subscribe if you're new to it, hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.